So Wednesday Addams is back. The first half of Season 2 has officially dropped, and wow, it has split critics and audiences right down the middle. Today, we're going to dive into all the reviews and break down what's working, what's maybe not working, and figure out if this Gothic return really lives up to all the hype.
Okay, so right off the bat, let's get one thing straight. If there's a single thing that literally everyone agrees on, it is this. From the harshest critics to the most diehard fans, the consensus is crystal clear. This entire series lives and breathes through its star.
So yeah, let's start right there with the unstoppable star. Because you just can't talk about Wednesday Season 2 without first talking about the performance that holds this whole thing together.
So what is it about her performance that is everyone buzzing? Well, critics have pointed out that it's not a one-note thing at all. It's this fantastic blend of her classic deadpan wit and that icy precision, but now it's layered with this really subtle vulnerability that just adds a whole new depth. It's that magnetic charisma, you know? It keeps you totally hooked, even when the world around her gets a little chaotic.
I mean, she doesn't just play the part, she is the part. This idea that she completely commands the screen just keeps popping up in review after review. She's the gravitational center that the entire, and yeah, sometimes sprawling, narrative just orbits around.
But you know, a great performance needs a great world to exist in. And beyond Ortega, the show really doubles down on two other major strengths, its signature look and a much more complex family story.
Visually, this show is an absolute feast for the eyes. The whole aesthetic is just pure, unfiltered Gothic perfection. We're talking hyper-stylized, almost surreal visuals, with these lush, brooding set pieces that feel so cinematic. And both critics and fans have pointed out that the tone is even darker this season, leaning way more into horror, which seems to be a huge win for viewers. But it's not just style over substance, not at all. This new season adds some serious emotional weight by really digging into the Addams women. The whole dynamic between Wednesday, her mother Morticia, and now Grandma, it creates this fascinating tension across 3 generations, and it gives the story a much-needed emotional core.
So we've got a powerhouse lead and a stunning world. Sounds pretty perfect, right? Well, this is where the reviews start to get a little complicated. The single biggest point of contention is the plot itself, which a lot of people are describing as a narrative labyrinth.
This season is juggling a lot. I mean, you've got Enid's terrifying new visions, completely new supernatural threats, suspicious new teachers at Nevermore, the whole mystery behind this town called Willow Hill, and a bunch of new characters thrown in for good measure. It's a lot to keep track of, and for a lot of critics, it just kind of dilutes the show's focus.
You know, I love this quote from a review because it just perfectly captures the feeling. The show is beautiful, it's chaotic, it's full of these really cool details, but sometimes it's really hard to see the bigger picture clearly. It's vibrant, it's compelling, but yes, some viewers are finding it a little tough to untangle all the different threads.
And the new cast is a perfect example of this double-edged sword. I mean, on one hand, you bring in heavy hitters like Steve Buscemi and Billie Piper, which adds incredible talent and flair. But at the same time, giving them meaningful screen time just adds another layer to an already jam-packed story.
So, with the critics kind of split, how are the fans reacting? Well, it turns out the audience reaction is almost a perfect mirror of this professional divide.
The fan reaction is honestly fascinating. On one side, people are overwhelmingly positive about the darker tone, that Gothic style, and the deeper family story. But on the other side, they've been pretty vocal about their frustrations, especially with the whole split season release and, this is an interesting one, what some people have noticed as pretty heavy-handed beauty filters on the actors.
And yet, despite all the debates, despite any of the complaints, the show's power is absolutely undeniable. And it really all comes down to this one number, 50 million.
50 million views. I mean, that is just a staggering figure for just the first part of the season. It just goes to show that even with a split release and some complaints about the story, the appetite for this show is absolutely massive. It is a true streaming juggernaut.
Okay, so let's bring it all together. When you weigh the incredible highs against the messy lows, what is the final verdict on the first half of Wednesday Season 2?
All right, here's the bottom line. The show succeeds brilliantly where it really counts. Its unique charm is totally intact, Ortega is better than ever, and the family story adds some real heart. The trade-off is you kind of have to accept a super ambitious, overcrowded narrative that sometimes sacrifices clarity for more complexity.
So ultimately, it really just comes down to what you're looking for. If you're here for the vibes, the gothic atmosphere, and a commanding lead performance, you are gonna love this. But if you were hoping for that tight, laser-focused mystery we got in Season 1, you might find yourself a little frustrated by the sprawl.
And that leaves us with the big looming question as we wait for the second half. Are the final episodes going to manage to pull all of these tangled threads together for a satisfying ending? Or is the show just going to leave